Hey parents, it's Mr. Jim here. This back to school season, give your kids the tools they need to have fun while they learn with Osmo. Osmo's Reading Adventure Learn to Read game is an interactive tool for kids 5 to 7 that help them practice and develop reading fundamentals. Because it's never too early to fall in love with reading. Visit playosmo.com to check out the Reading Adventure new reader kit today. That's playosmo.com. Osmo, learning well played. Hey parents, we all know that feeling of heading back to school, right? That exciting time for new pencils and fresh starts. But what about fresh lunch ideas? Boar's Head has been going back to school for over 115 years, so they know all about packing the perfect lunchbox with uncompromising quality and all-time family favorites like Ever Roast, oven roasted chicken breast, maple glazed honey-coated ham, and American cheese. Boar's Head makes packing lunch easy and delicious. Look for Boar's Head at your local deli counter and learn more at boarshead.com/back-to-school. Boar's Head, compromise elsewhere. Hello, critter protectors. Mr. Jim here, and welcome to Kids Animal Stories, a place where there's always a mystery and adventure around every single corner. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, I need you on our Critter Protector team. Join our adventure as we learn about critters from around the world and in our backyards. Well, my friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! On the last episode, we saw that Aiden the Anchovy was on a long trip with his school called the Oily Clan. One of the largest obstacles in an anchovy's life is the massive, and I mean massive, amount of predators they face. Everybody wants to eat anchovies. Did you know some people eat anchovies on pizzas? Ugh, that sounds disgusting. Well, other predators like the pelicans and dolphins, they love to eat them as well. Anchovies serve as a major food source for birds, large fish, and sea creatures, and even humans on pizzas. Well, our friends Aiden and Andrew look like they're about to be eaten by some pelicans. Well, let's see what happens next. For Aiden, navigating predators was just a fact of life. But this doesn't mean it wasn't scary for him.
Quick! Head towards that rocky edge, Andrew!
Aiden called to his friend Andrew as they were being attacked by hungry pelicans. With all the splashing of beaks hitting the water surface, it was really hard to see where exactly the school was swimming. In this type of situation, it was best to seek shelter and abandon formation. It was complete chaos. I'm coming! Swim, Aiden, swim! Andrew called and they both dashed towards the rock. Once they reached the little cove of shelter, they realized hundreds of their clan had done the same. All the anchovies waited and waited until the water fell silent. As Aiden looked above, he could still see wings flapping, and it appeared, wait a second, it appears that the pelicans are finally moving on. Phew! The anchovies anxiously waited to see if the general had made it through. After what seemed to be an eternity, the general and 5 commanders came out from a neighboring cove. Oily Clan, sound off! General Archibald sounded a bit shaken up, but he tried to keep his voice strong.
1, 2, 3, ready!
Called the group, and they continued on. Aiden knew they'd lost a lot of anchovies just now. It was always a little bit sad after a huge attack, but part of being an anchovy was moving on even when times get tough. General Archibald was really good at this, and so were their leading commanders. The school traveled another 50 miles and thankfully didn't meet any more predators. They needed a good break after being shaken up quite a bit.
Andrew?
Aiden asked after being silent for a while. Yeah, Aiden?
Do you think we'll make it this time? I mean, make it all the way to the Mediterranean.
Aiden was feeling hopeless ever since the commander sounded so shaken up. Of course, Aiden. We're strong swimmers. We are young and we're in the middle of the pack. We have a very safe place, which gives us an advantage, you know, Andrew said.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They swam a little further and the water started to change a bit. It was getting warmer, and Aiden could even see the ocean floor. The water was clearing up. It seemed like they were approaching their final destination of the Mediterranean Sea. Aiden looked to his left and could see the edge of what seemed to be land. Before really getting a good look, he felt a tug, and something sharp grasped his fin.
Oh no!
Aiden shouted. He looked towards Andrew and saw him. Aiden, I'm stuck too, Andrew called. Aiden and Andrew, along with most of their school, had just found themselves stuck in a fisherman's net. Dun, dun, dun! Clan, swim down, called General Archibald. All the fish swam downward. There was a panic, and everyone tried to move quickly. Keep swimming! Keep swimming! Once the net hit the ocean floor, a large area of the woven threads broke open. They'd used their teamwork to break open a place just large enough for these little 9-inch long fish to escape the net. Whew, that was another close call. Fish by fish, they swarmed and swam out of the opening as fast as they could. When Aiden made it through, he looked for Andrew.
Andrew? Andrew!
Called Aiden. He didn't see him. Aiden followed the school and continued looking for his friend. He was so worried. Then he heard him. Aiden, I'm here. Andrew was squeezing through small openings between other fish, trying to get back to Aiden. And finally, he made it.
Whew! I thought you were a goner,
Aiden said and gave Andrew a pat on the scales. I thought you were a goner too, Andrew said to Aiden. After a few minutes, the school entered a small cove, and the general made an announcement. Hoily clan! We've made it to our safe haven. We remember those we lost, and we move forward on their behalf. Andrew and Aiden talked about the close encounters on their journey. Being an anchovy was not easy, not in the slightest. But they were thankful more than ever for friends and for their school. They knew teamwork had given them protection, and it also gave them a huge feeling of accomplishment to have finally made it to the Mediterranean Sea. Wow. That may be the end of Aiden and Andrew's amazing anchovy adventure, but they're going to have some insane adventures ahead in the Mediterranean Sea. But those are for another story. The end. Hey, great job. You listened all the way to the end. Hey, thank you so much for leaving those 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. They mean a lot to me, and I also love reading what you have to say. This one comes from Joey. It says, "Thank you, Mr. Jim. My name is Joey. I'm 5, and I love kids' animal stories. We love listening to your stories in the car and before bedtime. I would like a mystery story about a chameleon that can fly." Whoa, that would be insane. I've never seen a chameleon that can fly, but that is a really cool idea. Well, friends, I hope you all have a super duper day, and I will see you on our next adventure. Bye!